see me? I don't even know if you guys can see me. I might actually end up going outside. I might end up going outside of my car because it's kind of dark. It's kind of dark inside my car. Let me open up my car door actually. There we go. Now, okay, it was so dark inside my car, so I don't think anyone could see me. What is up, guys? What is up? I'm outside my car right now. I got like a couple of minutes to go live. I wanted to go live really quickly to just kind of discuss the recent Colby video, some kind of delusional people in my comment sections. I wish I could go live at my house, but I had college. I have class in a couple of minutes. I have class in like 20, 30 minutes at 6 p.m. So I wasn't able to go live at my house. I would have had a lot better lighting, a lot better audio, things like that. But unfortunately, we're live outside. But I honestly don't care. It's only getting like 5 viewers, so I'm not really worried about that. But so let me check the chat really quick. What's going on, Jerry? Yo, what's up, Majin? What's up, Andrew? Congressman Masvidal, the only reason you're safe is because I allow you to be safe. You see, I'm actually outside right now, and I'm actually in the state of at the moment. I'm in, you know what I mean? I'm in Jamal Hill's hometown, and honestly, I haven't been attacked yet. I saw some dude lurking. I saw some dude lurking out in the corner in the shadow, you know what I mean? And, you know, he looked kind of pissed at me because I had asked him a question. I'd asked him why he was staring at me, and he said, you know, he came over to me, he started pressing me. He was like, yo, the only reason why you're safe is because I allow you to be. He started saying all this delusional rhetoric, you know what I mean? He's trying to start some beef with me just because I asked him to stop staring at me weirdly from across the street. But, you know, I took care of business, you know what I mean? I took care of business, and, you know, let's just say it won't be bothering me anymore, you know what I mean? But, you know, as far as the Colby video, guys, as far as MMA Joey's in the live, the fact that you're using Colby Covington as a media vehicle is downright disturbing. MMA Joey's in the live. Okay. What's up, guys? There's like 3 people in the live right now. That's crazy. I'm actually so hyped right now. Yeah, so as far as the Colby video, I got hundreds of comments. I mean, literally, I think the video is getting closer to like 200 comments at the moment of just, I'm talking about top 5 most delusional MMA fans in the entire world. I mean, a lot of them kept using the kind of, oh, well, Colby Covington, he's a draw, or, you know, Colby Covington accomplished so much, Colby Covington's skill set. You know, one of the biggest talking points I kept seeing was Colby Covington, you know, the wars he had with Kamaru Usman really solidified his title shot, and that's why he's getting it. And how dare me, someone who doesn't compete in MMA, even though technically I do, as someone who isn't a professional MMA fighter, how dare I comment on Colby Covington? You know, these are the same people that hate on people like Islam Makhachev, hate on people like Kamaru Usman, and then call Colby Covington this phenomenal fighter. And I found it hilarious. They kept talking about the wars with Kamaru Usman. I've gone over this ad nauseum. I don't care how good you are. If you get brutally finished in a title shot, I don't care how exciting it was. I don't care how many pay-per-views you sold. In a meritocracy, you don't deserve another title shot. You know what I mean? You have to re-earn that. You know, of course, if you were the defending champion, you lose the belt, you got finished, it was an incredible fight, kind of like Colby versus Usman won, you know, that warrants a title shot. You know, you were a defending champion as long as you defended the belt enough. You know what I mean? But if you go out there and you're just someone challenging for the belt, you're a contender in the division, and then you go out there and just get finished, and it's exciting, it's sold 400, 500,000 pay-per-view buys, I really don't care. You know what I mean? I want to see the next guys in line. I want to see Bilal Muhammad. I want to see Shavkat Rakhmonov. I want to see, you know, Wonderboy beats Shavkat, he beats another guy. I want to see Wonderboy for a title shot more than I want to see Colby Covington. I don't want to see the same, you know, Usman, Colby, Leon fight for the belt in this kind of like threesome nonstop. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I don't want to see it. Let me check the chat again. Hello, Jeremiah. You have till 5 p.m. to apologize to Colby. You know what? JJ Smoke was actually in the chat. He was in the chat of my old video, a Colby video, and he was talking to me like, oh, you're going to be crying when Leon gets finished and everything. Guys, I find this hilarious. I honestly do. Be right back in a few. Joey is 5'3". Speaking of Joey, did you see, well, not really Joey, because I know Joey's like, apparently he talks about himself like he's some type of unit. Did you guys see that picture of MMA Guru standing next to Dricus? I'm actually convinced Guru might weigh more than like 250 pounds of straight muscle. and this dude is like 6'7". I mean, like I'm not even a hater of the guy. I watch his content. It was incredible. The dude is massive. I mean, I'm talking about the size of another grown man right now, but you know, the dude is incredible. Honestly, mad respect to him. But when has Colby finished anyone? JJ, is JJ in the chat right now? Is he spewing crap in the chat right now? I don't know. Colby, I mean, I don't get it. Colby's fans constantly talk about, oh, you know, he put on this incredible war here. Or, oh, look at what he did. Okay, so we can actually break down his resume because it's something I talked about this in a lot of responses to each individual comment, and I feel like I made a mistake responding to comments. I'm not going to do that in the future. I really just, for the most part, even in my Brian Ortega video, I would just say, thank you for your comment. I would do like a prayer hands and a heart just to kind of piss off whoever was commenting, not really giving them anything logical to really work with. But I would constantly, in this video, I would go in the comments, and I feel bad for giving these people the time of day, but I would break down Colby's resume. Like, I would literally do full paragraph responses to each individual person making a stupid comment, and we can actually break down his resume right now. We're going to break it down live. Let's look at Colby Covington's recent resume. So we look at Jorge Masvidal, his most recent win, UFC 272, March of 2022, nearly 2 years ago. Early 2022, we're almost in 2024 now. We're literally on the last pay-per-view of 2023, right? Beats Jorge Masvidal, dropped in the fourth round. He 49-46's Jorge Masvidal, one fight away from retirement, end of his career, coming off of the most brutal loss of his entire career, getting slept out cold by Usman, sits out for a long time, fights Colby. Colby sits out for a while as well, not as long. He fought Usman at 268, comes back at 272 and fights. We look one fight before that, Kamaru Usman, brutally dropped in the second round twice, clearly loses the decision. You know, cry in the comment sections about, oh, Colby, you know, this, Colby saved, Colby 3-4-5, I don't care. I thought Colby lost that fight, but I thought it was pretty competitive. We look one fight before then, fights Tyron Woodley, and it's incredible how much of a span it was between the Tyron Woodley fight and the second Kamaru Usman fight. I mean, like, it's just, it literally, it's a year. It's so long. It takes him so long to finally get into a title, into any fight to begin with. But we look at that fight where he fought Tyron Woodley, goes out there, beats him by decision, or not even by decision, no, I'm being confused. Goes out there, and he's beating him by decision. It looks like it's going to go to decision. You know, he gets a rib injury. I'm going to give Colby the benefit of the doubt, the same way I gave Bilal Muhammad the benefit. I'm going to say that Tyron Woodley was injured because of Colby Covington's top pressure. You know, Colby on top, when he's on top of another grown man, pounding him out, you know, some guys just can't handle that. Some guys can't handle that raw American steel and sex appeal. And clearly, Tyron Woodley couldn't. He got finished. He broke his rib, whatever. I'm gonna view it in the same instance, the same type of situation as a Bilal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. I know it's not the exact same, but that's how I'm going to look at it. And I'm not going to make excuses for Tyron Woodley at all. I think that was a clean win by Colby Covington. However, we look at the actual opponent. Tyron Woodley was coming off of 10 consecutive rounds lost. He lost 50-45 to Kamaru Usman. Then he fights Gilbert Burns, loses 50-45. Then he fights Colby Covington and loses, 4 straight rounds? I mean, he's literally lost that span, and then I think he fought one more time after that. I'm not sure. My memory sucks. Literally 15 rounds, 14, 15 rounds consecutively lost. I mean, Tyron Woodley is the epitome of embarrassment. What he did at the end of his career, then to go get knocked out by Jake Paul, which further devalues the win for everyone that beat him. I mean, it's just not impressive. I don't see that as being that impressive. You know, after getting dominated by Gilbert Burns, who didn't even have that much success trying to grapple or strike with a guy like, you know, Steve Wonderboy Thompson, to go out there and get dominated by him, you know what I mean? I just don't view that as that competitive, that impressive. When is Colby finished doing it? Lionheart deserves a title shot. He was the backup for Glover versus Hill. Yeah, this is something else. I had a lot of people in the comments keep telling me that, oh my gosh, Colby Covington saved UFC 286. Without him, you know, Dana White did him a favor for saving the card. What exactly did he save, guys? I'm kind of sitting here and I'm confused because all these fans keep telling me, oh my gosh, Colby Covington saved the card. Without Colby, the card would have been in shambles. Oh my gosh, he stepped in. He did the UFC a favor. What favor did he do? You know what I mean? It would literally be the same if, you know, how Gilbert Burns was saying, oh, when Leon and Colby fight, I'm going to be the backup. Well, suppose Gilbert steps in on the backup, neither fighter pulls out. What exactly does it mean? I mean, I just had a terrible voice crack, by the way. But, I mean, it serves zero purpose. I mean, you know, he stepped in, he made weight, sure. And I believe behind the scenes there was some speculation that Kamaru Usman is going to pull out of the fight. He was dealing with some kind of injury. Not making excuses for Usman at all, you know what I mean, for his loss to Leon Edwards. But at the end of the day, I mean, they keep saying Colby Covington saved something. What exactly did he save? No one pulled out. You know, it was kind of a safety precaution. You know, if someone pulls out, Colby will step in. And, you know, that's respectable. He did something that not many fighters would do. Not many fighters would do that. You know who would do that? Gilbert Burns. You know who else would do that? You know what I mean? Bilal Muhammad would easily do that. And before people are going to say, oh, no, they wouldn't, whatever, Bilal's a pussy, you know, this guy's a pussy, whatever. At the end of the day, Bilal Muhammad stepped in on essentially, what, a week's notice, 2 weeks' notice to fight Gilbert Burns in a non-title fight. You know, Gilbert Burns, who's coming off of a meaningless win and then a loss to Khamzat Chimaev. You know what I mean? Not even a title contention, not even like the super highest ranked contender he could have fought. Steps in on 2 weeks' notice, risks everything, risks his win streak. And same for Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns risks a lot stepping in against Bilal Muhammad. You know, they both risked a ton. But on top of that, Bilal stepped in with an injury. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, those guys actually did something. They stepped in and actually had a fight. Colby Covington stepped in and made weight, did a bunch of media talking about, oh, I'm going to fight Mumblemouth and we're going to fight, you know, I'm going to storm him like the Boston Tea Party or whatever. At the end of the day, he did nothing. Colby Covington made weight and didn't fight. If you don't step into the octagon, I don't care. Let me keep looking at these comments. I can't wait for the Stipe fraud video. Yeah, Congressman Masvidal. I am making a Stipe fraud video very soon. It's kind of a hot topic right now because Stipe and Jones was just canceled. Obviously, it's still something that's in the limelight. I don't want to make the video, you know, 3 months down the road when, you know, no one really cares about Stipe. I want to make that video as soon as possible. And it's not because it's just going to get views or whatever. I honestly think that it's a topic because of its relevancy right now. I can either make the video now or I can make the video, you know, when the fight eventually does come through and they're kind of looking at making that fight again. You know, whenever Jones is back in the pool. Obviously, Stipe isn't going to fight Aspinall. He's not going to fight Pavlovich. He's not going to fight, you know, Gunn. He's not going to fight any of these other guys. You know, he's not going to fight any of those guys. What he's going to do is he's going to fight John Jones, and I'm going to get in depth on that because I don't have too much time. I have like maybe 5 more minutes with you guys before I got to head out and go to class. But I'm going to go very in depth on that video on the mentality of Stipe Miocic and why he isn't fighting John Jones because there's a litany of reasons. But I want to kind of give a deeper dive on those reasons and kind of give my personal insight on the vast, you know, pool of reasons, the litany of reasons why Stipe Miocic is terrified of fighting, you know, anyone else that's not named John Jones. And I believe he's even scared of fighting John Jones. But it's the only matchup that makes sense for him, if that makes sense. You will make an apology video after Colby 43's Leon. So this is the thing, guys. I also had a lot of people. They had similar comments. I know you're messing around, Majin. So I had a lot of people in the comments tell me, oh, my gosh, you know what I mean? You're going to be crying when Colby Covington, you know, 50-45's Leon beats him, whatever, knocks him out, finishes him. Colby hasn't finished a fly. I mean, honestly, Colby probably couldn't even finish a sandwich, considering how much his fans talk about how lightweight he is. Oh, he's a featherweight and he's fighting at welterweight. Oh, dude, I mean, Colby couldn't even finish a sandwich, let's be honest. But at the end of the day, I picked Colby Covington to beat Leon Edwards via decision when I did my full breakdown reaction video to all the announcements made by Dana White when they announced all those fights, 295, 296. You know, they announced Pajeda versus Prohaska, you know what I mean? They announced all those different fights. I was there. I did my early prediction. I made a video on it. I predicted Colby Covington to beat Leon Edwards by decision. Now, as time has gone on, you know, I've changed my prediction to Leon Edwards. I've kind of thought about it a little bit more. I think Leon's going to get it done. I very well may change my prediction back to Colby Covington. You know what I mean? It's not a prediction I'm 100% on. In fact, I mentioned this. I'm very 50-50 on my prediction. And there's something, I'm actually going to make a whole video on this. Guys, I'm going to make an entire video breaking down the fight. And it's not going to be a typical breakdown where I talk about, oh, I think this guy's going to win and I think he has a grappling threat. If you guys want to see videos like this, I haven't done a ton of videos like this, but I'm going to start doing a lot more of them. I want to start doing skill breakdowns. And I did one of them in the past. It was my how Charles Oliveira can beat Islam Makhachev in the rematch video. And I talked a lot. I talked in depth about a lot of things like outside foot placement, the way that they defend shots, their different styles and how they approach offense and defense. I want to do a lot more of those where I start breaking down how guys like Charles Oliveira, how he uses deep half guard, you know what I mean? How we can use that effectively against a guy like Islam Makhachev in a rematch, you know what I mean? I want to talk about Islam Makhachev's lead hand trapping, you know what I mean? The rhythm stepping of Alexander Volkanovski. I didn't make a video on this, but I actually predicted Islam Makhachev via first-round head kick knockout. You guys are going to say I'm lying, whatever. I knew, I was almost 100% confident going into that fight that Islam Makhachev was going to sleep him out cold. The fight wasn't going to be even remotely competitive, and that, you know, it was going to kind of be like a, you know, Islam Makhachev before the fight goes, tomorrow I'm going to answer all the questions. And he did, you know. And the reason why I did that, the reason why I predicted that is because Volkanovski does something called rhythm stepping. And I'm going to talk about this a lot in my Volkanovski versus Topuria breakdown, but the thing that Volkanovski does a lot, and a lot of fighters do this, is rhythm stepping. You know what I mean? Cyril Gane, you know, Tom Aspinall, these are guys that are very, very big proponents of this defensive fault, this defensive kind of something you're not supposed to do. And it's basically when you see fighters, they'll kind of land a 1-2, they'll land a combo, and then they'll kind of separate from the action. They'll kind of step away from their opponent, and they'll kind of bounce around, do like a little, you know, it's almost like they're jump roping for a second, and then they'll get back into action. And you'll notice right before, you know, Islam Makhachev catches Alexander Volkanovski with a head kick, Volkanovski rhythm steps. You look at Francis Ngannou dropping Tyson Fury. Guess what happens? Tyson Fury rhythm steps, immediately gets dropped by Francis Ngannou. I mean, rhythm stepping is something that has led to the demise of so many champions, and it's something that not a lot of people even know about, but it's something I want to go over because I really want to give a skillful insight on fighting. I want to give, a lot of people just talk about, oh, I think this guy's going to win because he won his last fight, and I think his last opponent was really good, and he's on a 4-fight win streak, whatever. I want to give skillful breakdowns. I want to talk about, you know, the footwork of opponents. I want to talk about how they deal with teeps. I want to talk about their timing on their punches, how they defend punches, things like that. You know what I mean? I really want to give in-depth skill breakdowns that not a lot of creators are doing. The only guy that really does it like that I know of, that I personally know of and watch, is the Weasel MMA. The Weasel does them, and he does a very good job of them. I actually was inspired to do these a long time ago when I watched Weasel's breakdown of Corey Sandhagen versus Petr Yan. This is before I even got into striking. But now that I've been doing striking for almost a year now at this point, I've learned a ton, and it's something that I'm very interested in implementing into my videos. I still want to do regular videos that you normally see from me, but that's something that, you know, I really want to see myself make more videos like that in the future. Let me check the chat. Let's see. Bro's Glazing Guru. I was absolutely Glazing Guru. The guy's an incredible creator. A lot of respect for him. I've been watching him for a long time. Guru was probably the second creator I started watching on YouTube as far as MMA. I started watching Weasel, then Guru. I believe then it was Joey. And a lot of you probably don't know this. I was one of Lucas Tracy's first fans ever, before he was even on YouTube. So a lot of you guys probably don't know this. Lucas, before he had a YouTube channel, he had a TikTok account, and I believe he still updates it. I don't use TikTok, so I don't know. But he had a TikTok account called like Lucas Tracy MMA. And I was following him when he literally had like 500 followers on TikTok, which is essentially nothing. And he would make these incredibly stupid prediction videos, but they were hilarious. And what kind of boosted him into stardom, and he definitely remembers this, is UFC 280, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. He was predicting Charles Oliveira to dominate Islam Makhachev. Fight wasn't going to be close. And then Islam Makhachev wins, and everyone on the super, super niche group of TikTok was waiting for Lucas Tracy to kind of talk about how bad his prediction was. And he did a video talking, or all he did was he posted a TikTok story of him with one of the Habib, like, you know those white hats the Habib wears? He posted a picture with him wearing one of those and said, like, Alhamdulillah on it. It was the funniest thing ever. And dude completely switched up. It was, this is a really, really funny story from a long time ago. Yeah, I remember these. Back in October, man. October 2022 it was. I mean, it's honestly, the year has gone by so it's been so quick. It's been so quick. And I remember these times back before I even watched MMA YouTube. Right after that, around UFC 280 is when I started watching MMA Joey as well. And then, what else? I started watching some other creators. Right now, another guy I watch as well, who I really think you guys should check out. Good friend of mine. I met him through content creation as well, MMA content creation. His name is Based MMA on YouTube. phenomenal content. I try to watch as many of his videos as possible. He recently went to UFC Austin, so I was very interested to see that. If you guys, after the stream, whenever you guys get the free time, search up Based MMA on YouTube. Watch his content. Good friend of mine. Let him know you came over from here, or don't. You know, it's up to you. But incredible content creator. He really inspired me to make videos, and I take a lot of inspiration from his content as well. What's up, Jerry Blaze One Sports? What's up? What's up? Name everyone at welterweight who deserves a title shot more than Colby. Tiramisu Tuesday. Everyone at welterweight who deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. I can actually go through this. I'm going to say Gilbert Burns because his win over Neil Magny means more than Colby Covington's win over Jorge Masvidal. Call me crazy. You know, I actually don't even believe that, but you know, I would rather see Neil Magny in a title shot, or I'd rather see you know, Gilbert Burns in a title shot more than Colby Covington. Gilbert Burns fought Bilal Muhammad on short notice. Gilbert Burns over Colby Covington. #1 contender in the welterweight division, obviously, is going to be Bilal Muhammad. I believe Kamaru Usman deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. I believe that Shavkat Rakhmonov deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. Ian Gary deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. At this point, since we're bringing back legends, and you know, the fight's got to happen. According to Dana White, the fight's got to happen. You know, I truly believe that you can make an argument that Nick Diaz deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. You know what I mean? We look at Robbie Lawler. He's coming off a win over a legend. Robbie Lawler getting the first round stoppage. I think Lawler deserves a title shot more than Covington. You know what I mean? Who else? Islam Makhachev deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. Charles Oliveira. Every lightweight contender that's talked about moving up. Dustin Poirier deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. Who else deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington? Brian Ortega. Who else? Budestis Bukauskas, and I'm going to say Chris Dawkins. All of those guys deserve a title shot significantly more than Colby Covington. And I will die on that hill. I will absolutely die on that. Let me know if I missed anyone. Oh, Vicente Luque. His win over RDA is more recent than Colby Covington's win over Rafael dos Anjos, who I believe is the best win in his entire career. So I'm going to say Vicente Luque, the dead body of Vicente Luque, is definitely deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington, 100%. Let's look at the rest of these. How long have you been training? So this is a good question. And I want to do these kind of videos where I actually film myself doing striking rounds, grappling rounds, and I kind of post them and maybe do some, you know, technique breakdowns, whatever. But I've been doing grappling for about getting closer to a year and a half now, as crazy as that sounds. Time flies. I've been doing grappling for about a year and a half, wrestling and jiu-jitsu pretty hard, pause. And then I've also been doing Muay Thai for a little while now. So I've been doing Muay Thai for around a year now. And I've had a ton of fun doing both of them. I definitely prefer Muay Thai to grappling, but at heart, I am a grappler. Like, you know, if anything was to go wrong in a fight, you know, I'd be diving for the legs like Marab. It's kind of something I'm more comfortable grappling than I am striking because I've spent a lot more time doing it. And it's also something where, you know, I have more mat hours, you know what I mean? I'm definitely more of a grappler than I am a striker, but I enjoy striking more than grappling. And if it ever comes down to it, I will want to have a striking round. Something I've been doing a lot recently, actually, is I started implementing the Alex Bejeda leg kicks into my game. And I had to game plan with my coach for a long time before I started using them, but I actually figured out how he does them. So it's a long story, but I had to watch a video of him and slow it down, watch him throw the leg kicks against Daniel Cormier when he was doing a little funny interview or whatever, and I finally figured out how he does them. They are absolutely devastating, by the way. I did them against my friend Pause, and I pounded him out. I absolutely pounded him out. The leg kicks are more than devastating. They're incredible. I want to do a skill breakdown on them. I probably will. Watch out, guys. I'm going to do a skill breakdown on the Bejeda leg kicks. Got to go very quickly here. What's Colby's biggest accomplishment? MMA Joey, what is Colby Covington's biggest accomplishment? You know, I could make a joke here. I could say, oh, getting brutally finished by Usman, having a close decision with Usman. I think Colby Covington's biggest accomplishment in his entire career is either winning the interim title, but once again, it's against Robbie Lawler and, you know, RDA. I think that his biggest accomplishment is probably not winning the interim title, but beating Rafael dos Anjos, which is kind of embarrassing to even have to say because Rafael dos Anjos is a career lightweight. You know what I mean? Rafael dos Anjos is someone who's never been a welterweight in his entire career. So for his best win his entire career to be against someone who is a career lightweight, who's never even been successful in the welterweight division, someone who wasn't even terribly successful in the lightweight division for a long period of his career. Of course, he was the champion at some point, but he's lost a ton of fight. I mean, he's literally fought everyone. I think he's a dog. I think he's an incredible fighter, but I know he's won the belt, so people are going to call me delusional. Rafael dos Anjos, he's just trading wins and losses nonstop recently. And for him to go up a weight class and fight Colby Covington, and for that to be Colby Covington's best win, I mean, who else are we going to talk about? Damian Maia? You know what I mean? Brian Barberena, Tyron Woodley coming off of 10 consecutive rounds lost. You know what I mean? Losing to Kamaru Usman twice. I think it's probably beating RDA, which is just embarrassing to say the least. But that probably is his best accomplishment. You know what I mean? I think that is his biggest accomplishment in his entire career. Like I said, I could make some jokes about him getting finished by Usman and such, but if I'm being serious, I truly believe it is Rafael dos Anjos, which, like I said, is just sad to talk about. That's somewhat embarrassing that I even have to bring up a lightweight when talking about your welterweight claims to the title. Chris Daukaus is the greatest fighter of all time. Yes, he is. Chris Daukaus is actually underrated. His speed at heavyweight is going to be underrated. In fact, his speed at welterweight is going to be even more underrated because people think he's a bum with no chin. In fact, he's just fighting killers like Khalil Roundtree. He's fighting killers, in the heavyweight division as well. I believe Chris Daukaus at welterweight will actually be an absolute threat to the title. He's going to be kind of like a Khamzat Chimaev in the welterweight division. And I truly believe he's going to take the title. And he's not here to take part. He's here to take over. JDM deserves a title shot more than Colby Covington. I'll die on this hill. JDM coming off of an okay win over Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland is probably Khamzat Chimaev's second best win. I'm being delusional. Third best win. I forgot he beat Kamaru Usman. I was almost being delusional there for a second. I almost pulled a Lucas Tracy. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think that his win over Kevin Holland is more impressive than any of Colby Covington's recent wins. So JDM definitely could be up there in talks for a welterweight title more than Colby Covington. And then am I buying a Jamal shirt? I got to get out of here right now, guys. But am I buying a Jamal Hill shirt? Maybe. You may or may not see me in another live stream or in another video. I'm not going to make a video discussing Jamal Hill. I already talked about this, guys. I made the Israel Adesanya video on his personal life, but I hate doing videos like that. Like, I'm probably going to delete the Israel Adesanya video right now. Like, after I get off stream, I'm probably going to delete the video. I don't like making videos like that. I don't like making videos where I discuss, oh, this fighter got arrested, and, oh, this is his personal life, and this is his relationship. Like, people kept asking me on Twitter, because I have my YouTube link to my Twitter. People kept asking me on Twitter, oh, make a video about Ian Machado Gary. It's going to get crazy views. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, apart from the views, I harp on this too much. I don't really care about the views to begin with. Views are cool. Engagement's cool. I like engaging fans and, sharing intelligent conversation about MMA. But at the end of the day, I just, no part of me gets any type of enjoyment or kind of accomplishment for making a video about, oh, this fighter's relationship, oh, he's married to this person. It was the whole thing where I think it was like a featherweight or a flyweight. I think it was Tim Elliott's wife was cheating on him or something like that with one of his training partners. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty screwed up. I just don't care. It's, you know what I mean? I don't care in the sense that, oh, sucks for you, bro. That's your business, whatever. It's more like it doesn't pertain to me. I wish it didn't happen. If she was cheating on him, which I'm pretty sure she was, I didn't really look into it. Like I said, I don't care about those kind of things. That is a pretty screwed up situation. I don't think anyone should do something like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not compelled to make a video about it. People making videos about Tim Elliott's wife cheating on him. Dude, what are you doing with your life? Those are the type of videos that those, YouTube creators that do MMA, where they literally have AI voices doing the voiceovers for the video. Those are the kind of content. That's the kind of content those creators make. You know what I mean? I see a lot of videos recently about, oh, why Colby Covington is actually a huge threat to Leon Edwards. All these videos, and there's a picture of Trump in the thumbnail, and I'm like, guys, no one cares about politics less than me. I've harped about this way too much. I don't care about politics in the slightest, but at the end of the day, it's I hate to see content like that. I don't care about politics. I'm going to discuss when it's something so egregious that I have to discuss it, I will, but it's not like I don't care. People kept saying, "Oh, you're such a liberal. You're such a Biden supporter." People kept calling me a Biden supporter in my comment section. I'm not even going to share my political affiliations because I don't have any. I'm being like right hand on the Bible. I do not have any affiliation to any political party. I have views that aligned with certain political parties, but I have them from all different political parties. I'm not dead set on one thing or another. I don't care about those kind of things. People that talk about different corrupt U.S. presidents in the comment sections of videos, like my president's so good, or people on the other side, oh, my president's so good. Like, dude, shut up. This is about MMA. No one cares. When are you buying the small shirt? Bro, your Rob Font video dropped in such a wrong time. It was 4 hours before the fight. Yeah, that video was way too late, but I was literally in my car, and I showed up early to the gym, and I was like, man, I might as well make a video. And it aged horribly. It was one of my worst predictions ever. And it's unfortunate it was right after some of my best predictions. How many this aged well comments did you get on the Rob Font video? A lot. I probably got like 30 or 40 of them. And every single time I just said like, yeah, it happens, man. You know what I mean? There was one guy that said like, oh, you're so delusional. You don't know anything about MMA. You're such an idiot. And it was, he was definitely being more aggressive than any other comments. I'm not crying about it, but I was essentially like, I just started being sarcastic with him. Because the dude was pretending like he's never had a bad prediction his entire life. And I was like, come on, man. Come on. He was like, oh, I picked the fight perfectly. I'm like, I did the same thing for a lot of fights. I picked Pereira via KO, which I guess wasn't a crazy pick to begin with, but I picked him via KO in the second round. You know what I mean? I picked Tom Aspinall to knock out Sergey Pavlovich. Picked Islam Makhachev to sleep Volk with a head kick in the first round. I've had a lot of great predictions on this channel. You know what I mean? I literally, right hand on the Bible, you guys can check my, what's the Verdict MMA app? You guys can check my Verdict app. I picked Dreykus Duplessis. I didn't do it on the channel. I picked Rob on the channel. I switched it last minute. You can check my Verdict. I picked Dreykus Duplessis via second round TKO. Call me absolutely insane. You guys can say I'm lying. I will link my Verdict in the Discord if you guys ask me. The Colby Covington video you just described sounds exactly like something Bedtime MMA would make. Yeah, you know, that guy actually commented on my video, so I'm actually familiar with his content. I'm very, very familiar with Bedtime MMA and the content that he puts out. Because I actually used to watch him for about a month when he started YouTube. He was a very, very small creator. And I actually watched his content. And, you know, I never really enjoyed it a ton, but it was, you know, it was always content that was okay. You know, it wasn't the worst content in the world. And I thought he was a funny guy. I thought he was doing an okay job of being an MMA content creator. You know, gets more views than me, so clearly he's doing a lot better job than I am. And he puts out a lot more videos than me, so clearly, you know, he's doing a better job than I am. You know, I have nothing to say against him as far as the content he puts out. But he commented on my video, and he was being absolutely delusional. So essentially what he did was he commented and he said, it's funny how you talk about, you know, this isn't word for word, but he said something along the lines of, it's funny how you talk about, oh, Colby, you make fun of Colby for, you know, sitting out for a year, and then, you know, after being an unranked fighter or a retired fighter or whatever, and then begging for a title shot. Funny how you don't call out Leon for doing the same thing. What? He was pretending like I was defending Leon. He was pretending like I was defending Leon Edwards for, you know, beating an unranked bum in Nate Diaz, sitting out for a year, and then begging for a title shot. You know what I mean? Saying all this delusional stuff about, oh, I deserve a title shot. I beat Nate Diaz. He's a legend. You know, all that kind of stuff. You know, Leon Edwards didn't even have a great performance against Nate Diaz. You know, Nate Diaz is a bum. I would expect him to finish him. You know what I mean? There's guys that have put work on him. You know, if Jake Paul is dropping Nate Diaz in a boxing match with 4-ounce gloves, you should be able to do something. You should be able to, you know, put that shin across Nate Diaz's skull, maybe flatline him something. Do something to Nate Diaz. But he did almost nothing to Nate Diaz. And he's talking all this crap about, you know, oh, I deserve a title shot. You know, in the end of the day, back to the comment, I never defended what Leon Edwards did. I never even alluded to me defending what Leon Edwards did. I thought that what Leon Edwards did was delusional, egregious, and it kind of defines everything I've talked about recently about, you know, there being no meritocracy in the UFC. You know what I mean? I don't care about your win streak if the best win in your entire resume is Nate Diaz and you sit out for a year and beg for a title shot. That does not, you know, align with my beliefs on what should be done to deserve a title shot especially in a division like the welterweight division that needs activity, that needs meritocracy, that needs contenders that are willing to fight the best guys like Bilal, like Shavkat, like Gilbert Burns, you know what I mean, like Kamaru Usman. So, you know, I found it delusional. The guys, you know, I had nothing but respect for him earlier. You know what I mean? I thought that he put out a couple stupid videos, and I just didn't watch them. But, you know, anytime I saw an interesting topic, I click on the video. But I've looked at some of his recent videos. He's putting out videos, and, like, I'm not going to make a video about him saying, oh, bedtime MMA is delusional and this and that. And I'm not going to make videos about stuff like that. But I'm looking at some of his recent content, and he's putting out videos like the most alpha UFC fighter, something along the lines of that. Like, you know, he was putting out, he literally, oh, I remember what it was. He put out a video called The Definitive UFC Fighter Riz Tier List. He's talking about the Riz of UFC. I can't make that up. I literally cannot make that up. One of the stupidest video titles I've ever seen in my entire life. Not going to watch videos like that. Not going to subscribe to content like that. Found it delusional. Guy's delusional. He's in my comment section commenting delusion. Just idiotic stuff. Do you like men filling you up with regards to filling you up in regards to MMA? Yes, I do like men filling me up in regards to MMA. If you guys just fill me up with as much content ideas as you can, I will absolutely I will have an explosion on my channel. I'll put it that way. I'll have an absolute explosion on my channel. I'll be pumping out content. I will be pumping all day for you guys. Pumping for grown men on a camera. And then finally, the difference, Leon had a huge win streak. Sure, it's embarrassing that he begged for a title shot, but Colby's road to the title was definitely more egregious than Leon's, and I couldn't agree more. The recent videos have been so cringe. He made a video talking about the ideal champions division, and he had Colby as the ideal welterweight champ. Embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, the guy is clearly a Colby Covington fan. I see the same thing with James Lynch. Like, James Lynch will get, essentially, he'll get erect if you make fun of Colby Covington in front of him. And I hear things like he's a nice enough guy and all that kind of stuff. I feel like James Lynch is the type of guy to have, like, a Colby Covington, you know, huge, like, painting of Colby Covington, so that when he wakes up, him and his wife can look at that and they can just, you know, whatever. You know, I'll stop. But you know what I mean? I feel like James Lynch is the type of guy that just glorifies Colby Covington. Colby clearly does a lot of good for him. He gets on the channel. He does a lot of videos. His most popular interviews are always with Colby Covington. So clearly Colby contributes a lot to the channel. And I think that that's definitely a reason why guys like that, you know, James Lynch supports him so much. But with Bedtime MMA, you know, people that idolize a fighter, I don't idolize any fighters. You know, there's no fighter that I'm willing to go to leaps and bounds to really defend like that. And I just find it hilarious when MMA content creators do that and they hold fighters in such high regards. I don't know these guys. They're grown men. I've never met them before. It's not really something I care about, not really something I look too deeply into. And then right before I go, thank you for giving us joy with your beautiful, smooth throat. Thank you. My throat's actually screwed up right now. But, you know, you guys have definitely done a lot. Like you said earlier, you guys have been pumping me full of content. You guys have been filling me up with joy, you know, really satisfying me online and giving me an audience, giving me an avenue to dish out pleasure online, on camera for a group of grown men. So I got to get out of here, guys. But thank you so much for enjoying the 40-minute long live. I am late to class. I really don't care. It's the last class of the year. You know, before the semester ends, but I'm so happy that you guys joined the live. I had like up to like 9 people in here, which is insanity. I'm so glad you guys were in the live. You know, give me content ideas, you know, comment in the Discord, whatever. I remember I remember a reason he had for Colby being a better champ than Leon is because of inactivity. Talk about the double standards. Like I said, the guy's delusional. I don't watch his content. Unsubscribe to him. Not really going to affect him. He has like 13,000 subscribers. He gets a ton of views every video. Clearly, he's tapped into the fan base. But that is something I want to go into in a different live or in a different video. There's a lot of content creators out there that will put out videos purely because they know it's going to get a lot of views. They don't actually care about the content that they're putting out, and that's not the kind of videos they watch. Like, imagine being a grown man and, you know, openly sitting down and being like, man, I can't wait to watch this video. And it's like, oh, the most Sigma fighter tier list. Like, they're not watching those kind of videos. They're putting out those kind of videos because it gets views, it gets ad revenue. I don't care about the stuff. I don't make a dime off of YouTube. I really don't care how many, you know, how much ad revenue the video gets. I don't care how many views it gets. Engagement's cool, but views without engagement means nothing, and usually don't get a lot of engagement on those type of videos. But I got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching the live. I will see you guys later. MMA Joy, thanks so much for pleasuring me. Mr. Diamond, What's your account on Twitter? My account on Twitter, for you guys really quickly, is Dreekus SZN. Like Dreekus Duplessis. I forget what the profile picture is. I believe it's a picture of Dreekus or Islam Makhachev. I forget, but 400, almost 400 subs. I know, man. I'm getting up there, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, my Twitter is Dreekus SZN. Dreekus season. It's short for season. So Dreekus season. But I got to get out of here. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.